Good morning, everyone. This is Cindy Isabel Schulter, otherwise known as Cindy Isabel the artist, or the performer, or the tarot reader, or even one of my numerous names I was known as throughout my history of live performing and performing. Today I just basically want to introduce to you the production company that I will be basically starting up. So it's a startup company. So far it's a sole tradership with only me as a one-man band show, doing the business, doing the production, doing the video editing, preparing everything, doing the logo, the graphics, deciding what website to go for, all that sort of stuff. So we've only got an email address at the moment, which I will give to you towards the end of the show, and I'll write it down so basically you can just have a look at it. And the production company I'm doing is going to be called Chaos Intergalactic Scenes Production Company, and it basically will be talking about mainly the reality of my life, how I live in between worlds. I live in your world, and I live in the world where I'm constantly training with angels and lords and goddesses and gods and meeting these spectacular beings, some of them a bit scary as well. It also will be talking about my journey. It'll be a bit of a reality TV show. It'll be chat room shows where I'll be chatting with just normal people, strangers, people I know who I want to interview, and because I've heard an interesting story about them and things like that. There'll be live days where I'll be doing tarot competitions or tarot readings where I'll be doing a live reading for you guys or a live healing. There'll also be competitions where you put in your own vlog and you give me permission to put it into one of my shows and discuss it in some way. And you'll get something in renew, some sort of exchange of energy with that, because I believe everything deserves an exchange of energy. And depending on your content and how much you move me, you'll either get a live reading with me or a written reading or a video reading that's not live, depending on where you live and where it's all going. At the moment we're a non-profit organisation and or company. Being that I do not have any money and I'm relying solely on donations. These are some of the things I wish for you to, think about when I say donations. I need donations of your selfies, your stories. If you're an actor, model, writer, or a performer like myself. If you like to be interviewed, or you know someone who should be interviewed or has an interesting story, which is anything that's feel good, about relationships, occult stuff, witchy stuff, spiritual music, whatever, music, anything, as long as it's interesting and it wows me, I'll be happy to put it on the show. Clothes, props, or anything, even gifts, which I can later use for competitions and stuff. Now, what started the idea of Chaos Intergalactic Scenes Production Company? Sorry, my cat is complaining over there, and I hope he's going to behave, because he hasn't been behaving lately because there's a female around. But what started the concept of Chaos Intergalactic Scenes Production is I had another production test dummy called CSI Investments and Arts Productions, and you'll see some of their productions just of me basically working out how to do the film work, working out my best angles and working all the rest of it, and sometimes with being with friends, and some projects I never ever got to finish because of dramas that happened. But now that I've got a stable environment, I can work from home, and like most people can work from home for me as well, I'll be looking for a lot of interesting things to bring up on my show, which I'm going to be doing a show afterwards actually on totem animals or goddesses. I haven't decided which one, but basically something spiritual to talk about. And when I started this, I started it as therapy. I was going through a really hard time and I needed someone to talk to, so I decided to give it a live shot. And it actually started with me and my friend also, Rosie. I had a friend called Rosie who I do not see very often speak to as much as I should. But we started some live shows back in the drunk days when we used to like to have a few wines and get on the music and get on the booze and have a bit of a boogie in front of the live TV. And all this led to me thinking, I'm pretty good at doing the videos, I'm pretty good at that. And I was stuck in a rut and I didn't know where I was going in my life. And all of a sudden, shebang! This production company came out of the blue, hit me on the side of the face. I wrote a bit about it, I sort of brainstormed it and thought, no, I'd rather stick with the same old thing I was doing. But no, the death card came up, transformation came up, temptation came up. All these things came up. And a lot of people said that I've got the buzz, the gift of the gab to keep the movement running and to keep the things going. And also I'm good at creative design and all that sort of stuff. And I got interesting stories to tell. And I got an interesting life. So, you know, it could go somewhere, but it seems to have stuck in my mind a bit longer than I thought I would like it to. And in that, it's literally pounding in my head as a headache that this is something I'm going to have to do. The pros and cons of it, it's a lot of work. The other con of it is I don't know what I'm doing. And whereas normally I know what I'm doing when I'm starting up a business, so there's a lot of research going into it. So I'll be researching makeup artists, I'll be researching social influencers, I'll be researching a lot of things of all these things I want to interview and all these people I want to interview. So don't think I'm not going to be watching you. I'll be watching you and saying, hey, is it alright if I use a segment of your show on my show or something like that? You'll be surprised at how much I do that. So anyway, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm Cindy Isabel, as some of you might have seen some of my videos before. And I am from Chaos Intergalactic Scenes Production Company, sole tradership at the moment, non-profit. And we're going to be starting this officially probably in about a month and a half, maybe 2 months' time. But before then, please take note that any production you've seen from me in past and in future that I have done myself is all under this brand new label. And also, well, just be on the watch out for any tidbits that I might put on to give you an idea of what exactly the show will be morphing into. I'll be having another public announcement that I'll be putting out in a couple of hours again after this one. And in that public announcement, it'll be just simply when I got the idea to do the production company in the first place. So I don't want to take too much more of your time. That's 8 minutes of an introduction to a company and a public announcement saying, come on guys, send me an email or send me a comment or comment below and say if you're interested in one way of what you want to do. There'll be permission slips to be signed when the company eventually makes money. I'll be paying people to do stuff. So don't worry, the longer you've been with me, the more appreciative I am. The more you help me, the more I help you. I promise. So for now, just keep in mind, Chaos Intergalactic Scenes Production Company. A production of this is coming near you real soon. This is Cindy Isabel and this is Australia, Melbourne. And the time roughly, I really don't know what the time is because my computer went silent. The time is roughly 7:10 a.m. in the morning on Saturday morning. And yes, Saturdays are the days that I do most of my brainstorming. Alright guys, see you later. Talk soon for another public announcement. Just a quick note, if you want to contact me, the email address is at the start of this public announcement. Remember people, no matter how crazy you seem to everyone, you're only crazy because you can't be manipulated. Rainbows, tornadoes, whatever that is whatever you decide to do in life, make sure it makes you happy. 2020 copyright, Chaos Intergalactic Scenes Production.